Hey up guys, S-Man here, and today we have a video that I really have been excited to do ever since I planned it. My 100 subscriber special, but I'm gonna do something a little different for it. Instead of, thank you for all my subscribers, which I am thankful, and that's what I'm going to be saying here. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Everyone who supports me, thank you so much. I never thought I'd be able to make it to the point where I'm at, where I hit 100 subscribers. It's so amazing. I'm so happy about it. And at the point of recording, I'm at 125 because it's taking me probably a while to get to this. But yeah, 100 subscribers. Let's go. Let's freaking go. But yeah, what I was saying was I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of. I actually don't know what most PokeTubers do for their 100 subscribers. I've only ever watched one, and I forgot what happened, so. Yeah. I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, my famous catchphrase. Starting off, basically what this video is if I was the protagonist of the the entire anime, and traveled to every region, not just like one, what would my team be if I was like the protagonist? Like if I was like in the astral of this entire series, what Pokemon would I catch? So yeah, let's begin the video. So first off, what would be my starter? And this might shock a lot of you, but it's Shiny Piplup. My boy Piplup has been my mascot years before I even started YouTube. All the way back when I had a channel, just in general, I made a Shiny Piplup profile so I can comment on videos, subscribe to people, and just comment on live streams and stuff. And but my icon has always been Shiny Piplup. Piplup, my favorite Pokemon, has been. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just Piplup has been my favorite Pokemon ever since I first saw it. It's a penguin. Penguins are my favorite animal, and I love Piplup, especially its normal form. But its shiny form, I love it even more. It's fantastic. You can see in a lot of my videos. You can even see this right now. I use Google Slides, and majority of the time the color scheme of the backs of my videos are this kind of like blue shade that you can see right here, which is the shiny Piplup's primary color scheme. So of course, my starter, if I were to be going on an anime in journey. I'm sorry for the stuttering. I'm just so excited for this video. A journey in the anime world, or let's just say the anime world was like our world. This would be my Pokemon. He would be my starter, my partner, my best friend. But yeah. So first off, me and Piplup's adventures in Kanto, which we would start off with. I would just get an egg for Piplup, similar to my what if, or not. Sorry, the what if Journeys 2021 like video. Yeah. So I would get a shiny Piplup egg, and it would hatch. And then my journey throughout Kanto, I would catch 9 Pokemon. Those 9 being Pikachu, Beedrill, Eevee, Ivysaur, Charizard, Squirtle, Primeape, Kangaskhan, and a Gengar. So first off, why I chose Pikachu is it's because it's the mascot, and if I were to be a protagonist, I would have to have a Pikachu. Plus, Pikachu is literally the best electric type. It's so... It has like... how do I explain it? It has multiple exclusive things. It has 2 Z moves to itself. It can learn a lot of like unique moves that like could probably help in a theoretical anime like battle, like Iron Tail, Electro Web, Electro Ball, Volt Tackle. Yeah, Pikachu. It's an electric type, and I love Pikachu. Back when I played Pokemon Sun and Moon, I had a Pikachu that I wanted to evolve into a Alolan Raichu just to see how it's formed, but I decided in the end not to because Pikachu is cool the way it is. But yeah, of course, I would if I were to be traveling through Kanto, I would have to snag myself a little Pikachu pal. Next up is Beedrill, and why would I choose Beedrill out of any Pokemon of Kanto? Why is Beedrill special? So of course, Beedrill. Why would I choose Beedrill? Beedrill was the first ever Pokemon I've caught in any game. My first ever game I played was Pokemon X. My starter was Froakie, because the other two sucked, so I obviously had to choose Gikoga, the one that evolves into Gikoga. And when I first caught my Pokemon, it was a Weedle. And I kept it all the way till it's Beedrill. The main reason is I was stupid and I thought it could Mega Evolve in X, but that was not the right game. So, yeah. I still grew attached to Beedrill. Beedrill, I really like the Pokemon, and it's a very interesting Pokemon. But yeah. Reason I also chose Beedrill is it's one of the few early stage starter or early stage mons that you can catch like on the earlier routes that I really enjoy. Butterfree and Pidgeotto I also kind of enjoyed, but that's mainly because of Ash having those. Besides that, I don't really like Rattatas and Spearows. They're like really boring. I don't. Yeah, they're just rats and birds. But yeah, Beedrill, it's interesting. It's a bee, and it could kind of learn some strong moves. So yeah, that's why I chose Beedrill as a part of my Kanto team. Next up is Eevee. Eevee, the second mascot, the evolution Pokemon. I love Eevee mainly because of all of its evolutions. My original favorite evolution was Jolteon, but that's changed a lot recently. So yeah, of course I would choose Eevee because I have literally 8 options of what it could be, which will set up a future generation team. Also, Eevee, it's such a cute Pokemon. It's the second mascot, the fifth Kanto starter. It's a freaking Eevee. If you were in the Pokemon world, tell me right now that you wouldn't catch an Eevee and evolve it into one of its evolutions, even if you don't like it. You can have it any evolution you want. Next up, I chose Ivysaur, Charizard, and Squirtle. I love the idea of having all 3 starters and not starting with them. I love that idea so much. And I also love the idea that having one at each stage, similar to in Smash Bros., the Pokemon Trainer. So why did I choose Charizard, Ivysaur, and Squirtle? You see, I would have loved Blastoise, but Charizard is just more iconic. Plus, Charizard is more cool, probably, to be a part of this Kanto team, as you may tell, it's filled with a lot of cute Pokemon, and Charizard is one of the few powerhouses on it, besides Gengar, Primeape, and Kangaskhan. But Charizard, obviously, Ash had his. Why wouldn't I have one? It's one of the most recurring Pokemon, as multiple major characters in the anime has had one. So I feel that if I was a protagonist, I would obviously have to snag myself a Charizard. And why would I choose Ivysaur over Wartortle? The reason is, Wartortle. The reason is Ivysaur. I feel it's more a better mid stage. Wartortle I love, but yeah, Squirtle is I feel would be better as a Squirtle than a Wartortle because there's really no change. Ivysaur, you can tell like it's evolved. All the only thing between Wartortle and Squirtle is the head fins, which I don't really like, to be honest. So Squirtle stays the same. I love Squirtle either way. Squirtle is my second favorite water starter, besides Piplup, obviously. Plus, it relates, these 3 being in these stages relates to the Pokemon Trainer in Smash. So that's why those 3 would be at those stages. Next up is Primeape. I loved Ash's Primeape the few episodes it in, so I decided to give myself a Mankey and evolve it into Primeape. Primeape would be more of a powerhouse on the team, along with the next couple, Charizard and Beedrill. Primeape would obviously be that Pokemon that stays at the off the team much, but will be brought in obviously when it needs a tough battle to be fought. Also, I hated that Ash released his Primeape, so I had to catch one myself and never release it to show off that I'm better than Ash. So yeah, Primeape would be my 7th Kanto mon. Next up is Kangaskhan. I really like Kangaskhan as a Pokemon. I like the concept of it's the mother with its child in its pouch, and I really love its Mega Evolution. And I see, I'm sorry, and I can really say that this Kangaskhan would be a powerhouse, along with Char. Obviously, the other ones that I said are a powerhouse, but Kangaskhan would be out of the Pokemon that I've caught the more responsible one, as it would take care of all the other ones whenever it's in the party and help my character out during his journey. Lastly, for my Kanto adventure, I would catch a Gengar. Gengar is my favorite ghost type Pokemon. When you say ghost types, I say Gengar immediately. Gengar is so cool. It's the most iconic ghost type, probably. But yeah, Gengar, Dynamax, Mega Evolution. Plus, it's very strong, very cool. It's freaking Gengar. Why wouldn't I catch a mischievous Gengar to put on my Kanto team? Moving on, we got the Orange Islands, which I will go into already having Piplup, Pikachu, and Charizard, only catching 4 Pokemon throughout the Orange Islands. So these Pokemon would be Lapras, Golduck, Snorlax, and a Dragonite. Now, obviously, I would need a Lapras to traverse around the Orange Island, similar to the anime. Plus, Lapras is a very strong water type and a cool one to have throughout Kanto, or throughout the Orange Island, sorry. And besides that, really, Lapras, yeah, it's more supposed to be of a ride, story-wise, more than just, oh, I wanted a Lapras. Next up would be Golduck. Golduck, I really enjoy the Pokemon. Plus, there was an episode of Orange Islands where the gang met a wild Golduck that loved women. I loved that Golduck, and I wish someone caught it, even if it wasn't Misty. Tracy would have caught that, and I would have loved Tracy even more than I do now. But yeah, that episode made me love Golduck. Plus, so I gave myself that Golduck that was in that episode of the anime. So next up is Snorlax. Obviously, there are just some Pokemon that whenever you think of that region, you just think of that Pokemon. If I say Kanto, you say Pikachu, Charizard, Lapras, Dragonite, Gengar, Snorlax, Eevees, other starters, all of those Pokemon. Snorlax is one of them, so yeah, I would give Snorlax to myself. I also really love Snorlax. It's funny, it has a great design, and it's obviously a beast. Snorlax would be more of the sleepy heavy hitter of this Orange Islands team, with Charizard being the more heavy hitter, and the other 4 actually being more on an equal power level. Now we're ending off with the pseudo legendary Dragonite. Now, Dragonite was at first an Pokemon to me until Ash caught one, so I loved it. Obviously, because whenever Ash catches Pokemon, you're basically at that point required to see how you can love this Pokemon. It showed off Dragonite's skill. In this version of the world, I would catch a Dratini in the Orange Islands, then evolve it into Dragonair throughout the journey, and when I fight the final dude, the champion of the Orange Island League, it will evolve in a fight with his Dragonite, and there will be a pseudo legendary on my team. Dragonite's one of those final Pokemon that I was saying was like, oh, Kanto iconic, everyone would know it if you looked at it. Dragonite's also just very strong, very cool. So if I'm gonna be a great trainer, I would have to have a Dragonite. Alright, moving on to Johto. For Johto, I would have an Espeon, Noctowl, Heracross, Bayleaf, Tysplosion, Croconaw, Houndoom, and Larvitar. First up, Espeon. Why would a EV evolve into Espeon? You see, Espeon, after Jolteon was my original favorite, but then over time I started to love Espeon more. So I would give myself an Espeon, as it's my favorite evolution. That's the main reason Espeon's there. Next up is Noctowl. Noctowl originally was one of my favorite birds. It obviously changed with some of the newer birds like Talonflame and Corviknight. But I still have a love towards Noctowl, and I just love Hoot and its uh Noctowl. So I would catch myself a Noctowl, although it would also be like a more early Pokemon. Next up is Heracross. Ash's Heracross made me love the little Heracross line, or I'm sorry, it's one Pokemon, Heracross. Yes, I love Ash's Heracross made me love it. So yeah, it would be my preferred bug to catch during Johto. Now, yet again, I would catch all three starters. I love the concept. But instead of keeping one as a baby, one as fully, one mid, I decided to do two mid and a fully. I was originally going to do uh, whatever it's called. Sorry. For Alligator instead of Tysplosion, but I feel Tysplosion is better. So, yeah. The reason I chose Bayleaf at stay mid is because I don't like Meganium. That's really the main reason. I hardly like Bayleaf, but I really don't think a Chikorita would fit with this team, so I evolved it into Bayleaf. Next up would be Tysplosion. I love the whole line, but Quilava's the ugliest, so I wanted a powerful Cyndaquil, so I gave myself Tysplosion. I would catch it as a Cyndaquil and evolve it fully. Next up is Croconaw. I would catch Totodile somewhere to Ash, but instead of keeping it as the Totodile, I would evolve it into Croconaw. Croconaw, this is another reason why I chose not to do for Alligator. I would make it a similar personality to Ash's, obviously, which a lot of these Pokemon are inspired by Ash's. But instead of just being there most of the time, it's going to evolve. But yeah, the reason I didn't fully evolve it is it would still be happy-go-lucky, and you can't really do that with a giant ass for Alligator. Now, Houndoom, Ash never caught one, but unlike he did every other Pokemon in this Johto team except for Espeon and Tyrant or Naruto. Well, I love Houndoom. Houndoom is a cool fire type from Johto. Houndoom in this team would be more of like the scout, the straight man of the group. He would be more of a serious. Oh, we got to get the mission done. So, and Houndoom is just a very cool Pokemon. It's wolf-like. It's just a strong fire type from Johto. I love Houndoom. And Larvitar is because I wanted to have a Tyranitar, but I also thought, hey, that team would be too overpowered. So we got Larvitar. It would hatch from an egg and just stay Larvitar. It would grow powerful and just be a Larvitar. It's also the inspiration of it staying as a Larvitar is Ash's Gibble, because I find it funny that Ash caught a Gibble and it was strong enough and it could have taken down legendaries or mythicals if it evolved, but it just never evolved, so it just stayed at the stage. And Ash, if it did evolve, Ash could have had a pseudo legendary. That's what I find funny. So Larvitar is gonna stay a Larvitar and never evolve. So I can't have the Johto pseudo legendary, and I already have Dragonite. So yeah, that would be kind of overpowered to have Tyranitar and Dragonite. Next up is Hoenn, which I'm going to only catch 6 Pokemon because I generally only like 6 Pokemon. Besides doing some legendaries, I only like 6 Pokemon from this region. Those 6 being Swellow, Sceptile, Marshtomp, Camerupt, Absol, and Flygon. Swellow and Sceptile, the main reason I chose those 2 is because of Ashes. Ashes, too. Sceptile was obviously already the best starter from that region, but Ash's Swellow made me love the Swellow bird, so I'd obviously have to catch a Swellow. Plus, it's more of a easier Pokemon to find and catch throughout Hoenn, since it's the bird type I keep saying bird type, the flying type bird, early bird of that region. So next up is Marshtomp. I felt in the original anime, Marshtomp would have been a better fit for Ash, so I gave it to myself. Marshtomp also because of the Mudkip memes of Mudkip. And I don't like Swampert's design, so I kept it the ugly Marshtomp. But Marshtomp just looks fun. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here. This is unscripted, by the way, if you can tell by my stuttering sometimes. I stutter less when it's scripted. But I just really wanted to get this video done. I just sat here and had PTSD from that Marshtomp episode, so maybe I might not catch a Marshtomp. I'm joking, I'll still catch it. Camerupt. I just don't like any other fire types. Fire. And it's my favorite fire. I hate Torkoal. The anime made me hate Torkoal. I don't even remember if Slugma is from this region or whatever it's called. But yeah, Camerupt. It also can Mega Evolve, so that's another reason I chose it. So it's very cool. Camerupt and Numel will be the fire type. Next up is Absol. I really like Absol. It's a cool dog Pokemon, and I really like its background of appearing the Warden of Disaster. It's very interesting, so I would give my character it. And finally, Flygon. Flygon is literally the Hoenn's best Pokemon. Why wouldn't I catch it? Flygon is the cool pseudo legendary ground dragon flying thing that everybody would want Ash Ketchum to have. But he sucks, so I catch it instead. I'm joking. A lot of these Pokemon have been like, oh, I either had Ash caught them, or I wanted Ash to catch them because it would be cool. But Flygon, yeah. I love Flygon as a Pokemon, and I've never personally had one on my team in the games compared to some of the other Pokemon on this list. Like, for example, I have had a Noctowl on my team before, but I didn't, not for long, but it was still interesting. I've also had like a Heracross for a short amount of time. But yeah. Also, a lot of the later game Pokemon obviously are going to be Pokemon that's been on my team because I haven't played as much as a Pokemon fan I am. I haven't played a lot of the earlier games, and because whenever the remakes for those earlier games come out is when I don't feel like getting the game. I could have easily got Let's Go, which I didn't feel like getting, so I bought Sword instead. I'm gonna get the DP remakes and Legends Arceus. So yeah. Some of these Pokemon that you'll see in my Sinnoh team will be in my actual game. So, moving on. Speaking of Sinnoh, we got Sinnoh. Piplup I already have is Sinnoh, so overall I would have 9 Sinnoh Pokemon. And these 9 would be, besides Piplup, the remaining 8 would be Staraptor, Torterra, Infernape, Gabite, Ambipom, Lucario, Vespiquen, and Abomasnow. So, I guess the first 3 might be obvious since the trend that has been going on with the rest of this, all the other regions. Ash had them. I love Ash's Staraptor. Torterra was okay, but I gave myself a Torterra. I wanted to make this would be the region I wanted to have a stacked team for. So Torterra obviously still had to evolve. Infernape. I feel anyone who would make a Sinnoh team would give themselves an Infernape, and if you aren't, you are dumb. So, I guess without even explaining it, Infernape has made its way to the team. But in all seriousness, I love Infernape. So if I would go to Sinnoh, if Pokemon was real, and I would travel, I would specifically try to catch an Infernape because Infernapes are so cool. Even excluding Ash's Infernape, I would catch an Infernape because those things are sick. Now for Gabite. It's similar to my Monster Journeys, where I had a Gibble which evolved into a Gabite. I love having the Gibble Garchomp line, but I just generally feel that Garchomps are overpowered if you're just like competing in a league for the first time. Garchomps I feel are just too overpowered, so I always make sure I like to limit my team's overpoweredness by leaving pseudo legendaries at its base stage, unless that team would be better off with a pseudo legendary fully evolved. Next up is Ambipom. I just like the Apom. Ash's Apom I liked. I didn't like. I found it interesting. I like the trade part, but yeah. Buizel was an interesting Pokemon. I obviously didn't give myself a Buizel as I have an Ambipom. I also have a Piplup, so I had no need for a Buizel. So yeah, Ambipom would be theoretically similar to Ash's, but it would stay with me and evolve. And I love the concept of it having 2 tails, and it will not be going away to play Bing Bong. Next up is Lucario. serves itself right. I didn't want to do the journeys kind of thing the anime did, where you don't catch that Pokemon in their region. But I decided to give myself Lucario, since Infernape probably wouldn't, theoretically, if I was being on a journey, Infernape probably wouldn't have the same story, because I wouldn't want to copy Ash too much. I would copy some of his Pokemon, because he kind of has some of the iconic Pokemon from that region, but I wouldn't want to copy each Pokemon story word line beat for beat, beat for beat. So that's why I had to have Lucario. But also, Lucario is very iconic, cool. Plus, I had my own Mega Lucario in my playthrough of X. Had out of my 6, I will go over, because I'm pretty sure my entire team, except for, actually my entire playthrough team of X, except for the one I swapped out, except for Xerneas, because I did swap out one of them for Xerneas at one point, will be on this list. And Lucario, so far we have seen Lucario, Beedrill, and we'll be moving on to see the next person soon. Then we have Vespiquen. The reason I gave myself a Vespiquen is because I like the Pokemon, and I feel that it would be a good pair up with Beedrill. Besides that, I really just like the concept of, it's a mother, or the queen bee, and it can only be evolved from a Cumbee when it's a female, because it's the queen bee. Finally, for Abomasnow. Abomasnow is just one of the few ice types I like. I don't really like ice types that much. Ice type moves are cool, but Abomasnow, it's just Abomasnow. So, and I love it because when I played through X, this is actually one of the other Pokemon on my X team. I randomly stumbled upon an Abomasnow night. I didn't even know what an Abomasnow was. So I was like on my tablet, because X came out when I was super young, Googling what is an Abomasnow, and I learned about it. So I one day went looking for it, and I obviously would catch all the Pokemon in that area. Then one day I found a Snover. So I caught it, and I was like, hey, this Pokemon looks cool. It may not be an Abomasnow, but it's still cool, because I didn't know Snover evolves into Abomasnow. One day, my Snover evolved into Abomasnow, and I was like, oh my god, I can use the Mega Stone. And since then, Abomasnow was on my Kalos team. And I still have that Abomasnow to this day on my main rotation of teams from the current Game & Pass game. So Abomasnow would have to be on my Sinnoh team, since I love the Pokemon so much. I also have kind of nostalgia for it, because that same day it evolved I was at like a soccer practice, like breakfast for the entire team, and I just had my DS and I was playing with while I sat with the other kids on the team, and then Abomasnow evolved. So yeah, that's why I give myself Abomasnow. Next up, oh god, I just realized my mistake. I forgot to edit that. Sorry. Sorry. Alright, so we obviously see the one. Alright, now for my Unova team, Dewott, Superior, Darmanitan, Shiny Haxorus, Crocodile, Sock, and Pansage. So I gave myself 2 of the starters, Dewott and Superior. I don't like Tepig. I don't like the line. And that's ironic, because one of the few shiny starters I have in-game besides Piplup is Tepig, but that was by coincidence, so yeah. I don't count that as, I call it shiny Tepig, because I love Tepig. But yeah, I chose Dewott because I love the Oshawott line, and I also love its little personality as an Oshawott, so I would have a similar one. And Superior, I find it cooler. I don't like, Snivy's fine, Servine I don't like, and I wanted to have a strong grass type, so Superior will be Superior. And the reason I chose Dewott is because I wanted it to kind of keep a personality of, being the lady man Oshawott. But it's harder to keep that personality as a Samurott, but Dewott is in the middle, so yeah, Dewott. Darmanitan, it's a strong fire type, and it's very cool. I always preferred Darmanitan over Piplup. I'm sorry, not Piplup. I'm sorry. Tepig. Tepig sucks compared to Darmanitan. Darmanitan's the superior fire type. And next 3, I have all cool Pokemon that I love. Shiny Haxorus, because I love Haxorus, and I also gave myself a shiny because Iris's ace is Haxorus, so if I were to have a theoretical battle with Iris, I would want to differentiate them. So shiny form Haxorus. Also in game, there is a part of the in games where if you find if you complete the decks, you get a shiny Haxorus. I never played Black and White, so I don't know. But instead of completing the shiny decks, I would just go to the place where the shiny or whatever it's hack or fracture is in the game and just catch it or whatever the shiny Haxorus and then catch it as a fracture and evolve it all the way into Haxorus. Next up is Crocodile. Crocodile is one of the few Unova Pokemon I love, mainly because of Ashes. So yeah, I would obviously have to keep a Crocodile. Next up is Sock. I really love Sock. Sock is just the cool ninja dojo Pokemon that I really loved. And I also loved Stefan, I think his name was Sock. I loved its story with the fro, so I gave myself a Sock. And finally, a weird choice, but Pansage. Pansage was a part of my college team. But let me explain. I swapped it out eventually for Xerneas. But Pansage was supposed to be more of the grass type of my team. I didn't want to evolve it because I didn't know how to mainly. I also liked Pansage as a Pansage. So I gave myself a Pansage for my Unova team. But I won't use it too much because I also have Superior. But Pansage is just a Pokemon that I would have wanted my character to have. Alright, for Kalos, we have 7 Pokemon. And it might be a little obvious what these 7 are going to be. Greninja, Talonflame, Chestnut, Meowstic, Hawlucha, Aegislash, and Goodra. 4 of these were Ashmons. 2 of these I had on my original X playthrough, so I kept them around. Those 2 being obviously Talonflame and Greninja, Early Bird, and Gikoga, like I said earlier. Though besides that, I wouldn't do Ash Greninja. I find that plot's kind of boring. I would rather have Mega Evolutions. I didn't add it to the list of party members, but theoretically, if I did have a Mega Ring, I would use Lucario, Charizard, Kangaskhan, Gengar, and Sceptile as my Megas. The reason I chose Hawlucha and Goodra, I'll be a part of this team, is because I love both of them thanks to Ashes. Hawlucha being the luchador Pokemon, and Goodra being the lovable, huggable slime Pokemon. Also, it fits the trend that I've just realized now that I've made where I catch every pseudo legendary. For now, next up is Chestnut, Meowstic, and Aegislash. I love Meowstic, and I really wished Ash and Serena caught the dual Meowsticks types, the male and female. I would obviously catch a male one because I like the blue one better than the white one. So, yeah. Now as for Aegislash, I really liked the concept of it's a ghost sword and it like switches between it's defensive and offensive mode. Besides that, that's really the main reason I chose Aegislash. And Chestnut is because it's Chestnut. I've had every grass type up to this point, and I realized that Chestnut, it's supposed to be more comedic relief. It's going to be similar to Clement, but actually being good and useful, and not being given to an electric type trainer. So yeah, Chestnut would be the more final member of the team. Ranging off, it would also give me all 3 elemental typings, which I try to keep with every region, which I'm pretty sure I did, and I stick to it. So yeah. Moving on, we got Alola. So a lot of this team is similar to my original Alola team. So yeah, we got Decidueye, Lycanroc, the Dusk form. I'm sorry, the Midnight. I originally wanted the Dusk form, but I was like, you know what? That's a too much copy of Ash, so I'm gonna give myself the second best form. Incineroar, Golisopod, Mimikyu, Komodo, and Melmetal. Melmetal, obviously, to promote Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I also like having the idea of having a mythical, and this being one of the few mythicals I have, and it sets up Galar for when I do start catching legendaries. Now, 4 of these Pokemon have been on my parties before. One of them being a different form, obviously being the Dusk, because you got that for free. But yeah, I had Decidueye as my starter, and for some reason I chose I had both Ultra Sun and Ultra Sun and Normal Sun instead of buying one Ultra, one the other. And I both chose Rowlet both times, and I don't even use my second Rowlet. After it evolved into Decidueye, I just got rid of it. It's in a box somewhere, but I don't use that second Rowlet. I regret not choosing Incineroar. I do have an Incineroar that I use now, similar to in when I play actual Sword and Shield. I do use an Incineroar now, which I had in Ultra Sun, but I only trained it after I beat the game, and that's where it came from. Now we got, besides the starters, and I would obviously choose them because they're both the cooler starters of the region. We have a Lycanroc, which I didn't want to just copy Ash and give myself a Dust, so I gave myself the Night one because the Night one's cool, and I really like it. Then we have Golisopod, Mimikyu, and Komodo, two of which have been on my game team before. Wimpod being on my original Sun team, which I didn't use in Ultra Sun, regrettably. And then Mimikyu was on one of the teams. I forget which one, but yeah, Mimikyu was the Ghost type ace. And a strong Pokemon. I still have all of these Pokemon from old games, but yeah. I also tried to remake my Golisopod because I forgot if I had it on bank or not, and I obviously didn't feel like paying a new bank to transfer it, but I thankfully did have it on bank, so I got it over to Galar Games. So I was able to reuse it in the league since it was still the same level as the Pokemon League in game. So I used it against the league if I needed a water type, besides my starter of Galar. Next up for Komodo, I really like the Pokemon. I just never used one because I didn't know how to catch one in the original games. And the reason I caught one, I even have one nowadays, is because I randomly found one in a raid, so I just caught it. But yeah, Komodo, it also fits the trend of me catching every pseudo. Now for the final region, Galar. And for Galar, my team would be Cinderace, Inteleon, Corviknight, Sirfetch'd, Grimmsnarl, Dracovish, Iskew, Urshifu, Regidrago, and Eternatus. Now, believe it or not, these are my favorite Galar Pokemon, but only 2.5 of them were actually in my Galar team. Inteleon and Corviknight were both on my Galar team. Because I don't know why. I'm not going to do this for next game, but every game I play, I don't know why I do this, but I decided to give myself, instead of using only new Pokemon, I decided to use a mix. So on my Galar team, I also had a Ninetales. I forgot the other one. I think it was a Serena as well, but yeah. But Inteleon, it was my starter. I didn't even know what it evolved into. I chose Sobble because it was cute, and eventually came out with Inteleon. And Corviknight is because Corviknight was is a cool bird. I love Corviknight, which is why when I first played the Galar games, I wasted 3 weeks and had a drizzle before the second battle with Hop to find a shiny Corviknight or Rookidee, which I finally had, and I had an overpowered team before I fought Hop, which was funny. But yeah. Then there's Cinderace. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. For the 0.5, Iskew. I was trying to find it. I spent 2 weeks looking for an Iskew before I realized I didn't even have the right game with it in it. So I was dumb. So if Iskew was in Sword, I would have had an Iskew. So that's why I say 0.5. I did eventually get an Iskew, though. I threw a trade, so positive. For Cinderace, I love Gohs Cinderace, and also in the videos for the What If journeys took place in Galar. I love the story that I wrote for that Score Bunny, so I'd obviously give myself that Score Bunny. Also, my ace in Pokemon, whatever the game is, Unite is Cinderace, so there's the game reason. Now for the next 3, I love Ash's Sirfetch'd and Dracovish, and after he caught them, before he actually caught Dracovish, I had used it in games because I felt like he was gonna catch it, so I caught one myself to test to see how good it was, and it was really good. It made me love the Pokemon. Sirfetch'd, I love Ash's. I'd never used one in the games besides the ones that I trained for like my Ash team, but I do love the Pokemon, so yeah. Grimmsnarl, I regret not using it for my original run of Sword because in the end I started to love it even more. But yeah, Grimmsnarl, I love the Pokemon now, and I regret not using it when I first played Sword. So yeah, Grimmsnarl would be on this team. And why I chose these three legendaries. Urshifu Rapid Strike was my style when I played Isle of Armor and like the Ace, and I still use that Urshifu to this day as it's still very strong. And Regidrago was my Reggie. Also um, in what my journey would be, I feel like this is a right time to start catching legendaries, and one of them being basically given to you if you're like a strong enough trainer to handle it would be interesting. And one of them would you would get as weak, and I would have to build it up to be strong. Somewhere this would also be like the parallel to Ash's Rio for the same gen team. Then Regidrago would just be immediately strong when I catch it. And now finally Eternatus. The reason I chose this is because Eternatus was the final member of my Galar team. My full Galar team when I beat the league. It's weird. Half of it is weird. I'm sorry, but it's Inteleon, Corviknight, Eternatus, Phalanx, which I don't even like the Pokemon nowadays. Like I started disliking it after I won the league with it because I didn't even have the good Phalanx move. Ninetales, and Ashcap Pikachu that I didn't even realize was on my team because I had switched it on for the Nesta battle only. And I forgot it was on my team, and I forgot to take it off when I fought Leon. Fantastic team, am I right? But anyways, Eternatus, and it's an interesting Pokemon. It's more alien-like, and yeah, I would give myself Eternatus because I would also do the Sword and Shield arc where I would have to catch it. But anyways, guys, that was the video. I don't know how long it is. My voice hurts. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe for more. Thank you again. Thank you for 100 subscribers. Also, quick announcement. There's a chance this will become a what if I feel like doing it. So potentially we'll see how each Pokemon gets its own stylized art. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe for more like this in the future. Goodbye.